Hello, fellow traders. Nutty Bar Trading coming to you, and it is January the 1st. And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully, you had a great weekend, stayed safe. Hopefully, you had a great New Year's Eve. I know I did. In this video, this is going to be a look back. We're going to review, just not with any like in great detail, but we're going to do a broad review on 2023, and it's going to be in two separate categories. Kind of, we're going to review and look at my trading, and also we're going to go back and we're going to look at my YouTube channel and kind of review that and the growth. And then we're also going to look forward and kind of what my goals are for my trading, and also what my goals are for my channel moving forward. And then at the very end of the video, we're going to have a very special gift. I'm going to call it a gift, a special gift for some of you. That doesn't apply to all of you, but for some of you, you're going to get a special gift here starting off the new year. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I'm going to try and get through this video in a timely fashion, but it could go a little bit long. I will try and stay on point. And my voice, I apologize. My voice is not the greatest, but I'm going to try and power through this video. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is let's review my trading and what I kind of learned. Again, this is just a very broad overview of 2023, and let's just talk about it. So first and foremost, there was for 2023, there was lots of learning and tuition fees paid. When I say tuition fees paid, I'm talking about blowing accounts, buying evals, doing the PA fees, that kind of cycle. So I definitely incurred quite a bit of tuition fees this year, and there's lots of learning, and that's one thing. Like, looking back, I started trading with prop firms in this futures journey about exactly a year ago. I think on December the 6th was the first time I bought an evaluation account. I think 2 weeks later, I passed my first evaluation account and I got my funded account. I think I had it for only like 2 days and then I blew it. And I kind of just went into a cycle. I went like the first 3 months, it was pretty ugly. I would pass evaluation accounts and then I'd just go through, and my mental, I would just go on tilt, or it was a learning experience. And that's the main thing, like looking back, that if I could look back and give myself advice, would be to have realistic expectations. And I came into it and I thought, partially I was naive, and then I was also unfortunately looking at YouTube to gauge what's realistic, and now understanding that most of the content that you see on YouTube regarding trading isn't realistic. And they're not showing you everything. They're not showing you the losses. And B, they're just flat out lying. So don't go to YouTube to gauge what is possible. And then also don't set monetary goals in the beginning. That would be one of my biggest things I would tell myself, is that first year or 6 months at least, just understand that the goal is to just get screen time and to work on the mental aspect of trading, and understand that you're going to be losing money, very, very likely. I know there are some people that they dive into trading and they just immediately gain and have success, but also most of those people, if they have success immediately, they will go through a time where they are going through that learning curve and the tuition needs to get paid. So I think it's important to have realistic expectations. And that's something I didn't have when I, started on this journey that I would definitely tell myself going back. But toward the end of the year, I definitely have a better grasp and a handle on realistic expectations and trying not to set monetary expectations for myself. More just learn, making sure that I'm learning and working on on the mental side of trading. Obviously, the mental part of trading is what's difficult, for me anyway, and just not going on tilt, learning when to walk away, and having that ability when things aren't going your way to walk away and live to see another day. Um, but yeah, I kind of covered this second bullet point that it's not easy. And then also, I have to be more confident. I think it's kind of a cycle where there's that happy medium where if you're overconfident, usually the market will smack you in your face. But if you are not confident at all and you're hesitant and you're not pulling the trigger, that is equally as bad. So there's like a happy medium there where I want to be confident and take the setups I see and understand that my job is, we're not going to have 100% win rate. That is just not going to happen. And to take the losses like a man and to be a good loser. That is something that I'm still working on that. But I feel like I definitely have made progress. And then the other thing with trading, the thing that I learned looking back, streaming and trading is hard. That's also something I was a little bit naive going into it last year, where streaming and then also the interaction with chat, and then you also have 100 people with different opinions. Now, it's that dynamic of it. It is different, and you know I've had I've had times where I've actually this year I took like a 2 week break and I just traded everything off stream. Just to, I mean, but that causes its own separate issues. We'll talk a little bit more about that here when we go to the channel review on why I started the channel, why I started streaming. But it's kind of a catch 22 where if I am streaming, I'm less likely to go on tilt. I'm more like I follow my plan and I'm more patient. So there's pros and cons to it. And then also just my trading review, I received only, I mean, this is not me bragging in any sort of way. This is more of a humility aspect of it. But in the 1 year of trading that I've done, I've only received $2,930 in payouts. So that definitely does not cover my cost of what I've spent on evaluations and funded account fees, that stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to share exactly what I've spent. I've thought about it, but I'm just not going to share. It seems to bring out the trolls, and I'm just not in the mood. Um, but I can assure you that I have spent quite a bit more than $3,000 in PA fees and sometimes when people hear that, they think about, whoa, that you could have used that money and just traded your own account. They make I get those kind of comments a lot. And to those people, I I don't understand exactly what they're trying to say. Are they trying to say if I would have just took that money I've invested or I've spent with prop firms and I put that in my own money, that somehow magically I wouldn't have lost it? Like, I mean, I don't understand that kind of I don't understand where people are coming from when they say that, because they insinuate then that you would magically be a better trader if you were trading just your own account. And that is just not true. We can look at it statistically speaking, it's just not true. I would have very likely lost a lot more money had I traded for a full year with my own money. I can assure you I would have lost way more money than I would have if I trade with prop firms. So that's my opinion on it. You're welcome to have your own, but Excuse me. Okay, so that is kind of where we're at with the trading review for 2023. Let's jump to the trading goals for 2024. Okay, so trading goals for 2024. Number one is just I want to continue to be more disciplined. Um, and avoid the blowups. I feel like that is definitely something I've improved on. And I have Guardian Angel Trader that really does help me with that, where I can only lose a certain amount per day and I'm done for the day. Now, there have still been times when I've circumvented that system and I have blown up. And probably my worst blow up of the year in terms of just mentally, psychologically, would be about a month ago. I had a 150K funded account that was at $4,300 in profit, only needed $700 more. And then I would have been able to request a payout. And long story short, I ended up blowing the account. And so that's something that is just detrimental to my trading, is when we have those tilt sessions and we go on tilt and we blow up, is so detrimental mentally and obviously just going through that process. So definitely something I need to continue to get better at. Um and then also just be confident with my setups. Feel like I'm definitely doing better with that lately, where hey, if I see a setup and it fits and it's what I'm looking for, take it. Don't second guess and don't try to have 100% win rate. I think that's something I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I try to go in with a goal of having 100% win rate. Like that's realistic, and it's not. We're going to have losses. No one has 100% win rate, so we just need to take those losses and accept them and be a good loser. Next is screen time, screen time, screen time. Nothing replaces screen time and just watching the price and watching price action. There's just nothing that replaces that. And so that's a goal for me. 2024 is just to continue to get more screen time. I really actually think like that is the best thing for people in trading, is just screen time and watching that price action. And it definitely it makes a big difference. And I can definitely tell from 1 year of screen time that you see things and you see things where it's like, okay, this is, I want to avoid this price action, or hey, this is a big move, I want to get in on this, etc. But I'm not going to go into detail. I also get a lot of comments, oh, what's your strategy, yada yada yada. I am not going to discuss my strategy because it does nothing but just creates I found out that the people that ask what my strategy is usually it have kind of ill intent, and the only goal of them asking is to then tell me how my strategy is terrible, or that I don't have a strategy, or etc etc. I'm not gonna I'm just not gonna interact with that again anymore. And then the next thing is to not do the evaluation. I call it the hamster wheel. And I think most of you know what I'm talking about, but to avoid doing the evaluation account hamster wheel, where you get an evaluation account, and then you pass it, then you blow it, and then you go to an evaluation account again, and you're just doing this hamster wheel. And I have done, like in the last 2 months, I've actually spent very little on evaluation accounts. Um, I have 20 accounts with Apex that I'm trading, so there's no need. Now, I do have a take profit account that I did spend on an evaluation account on, but just on Friday, I passed that evaluation account. So currently, just a summary, I have 20 accounts that are funded with Apex, and then I have one account that is funded with Take Profit Trader that I'll be focusing on trading for this next year. But for the time being, I'm trying to just not buy evaluation accounts. I mean, if there's a 90% sale on Apex, which we don't need to spend time talking about this, but it seems like it's been close to a year since Apex has done a 90% sale. So I don't know if those are gone for good or what, but we can only hope, right? But I'm not saying if that 90% sale doesn't come, if that comes along, yes, I might buy an evaluation account just because of the price. But I just want to avoid going through that cycle of blowing accounts, buying more evals, blowing account. Just that hamster wheel is very, I just have no desire to get on that hamster wheel. And then the next thing is to stick with my strategy. Now, again, I'm not going to really go into detail what my strategy is, but I this past year I switched things up quite a bit a couple times where I tried a strategy for maybe 3-4 weeks, and then I gave up on it, and then I tried, I jumped strategies a little bit last year, and I don't want to say that it wasn't a good experience, because actually I feel like it was a good experience and I definitely learned from it. But the one thing that I learned from it is I have to trade what makes sense to me, and I have to trade how how would I say, my personality, or I have to trade what makes sense to me. And that's what I'm doing. I feel most confident with how I'm trading now. And I know we're going to have losses, but that's part of it. And sometimes when you're going through a losing streak, then you look at everything else as, oh, I bet that works better. And you kind of have this, it's very easy to jump to a different strategy. And that is not always a good thing, because it just ends up creating confusion and prolonging your process to become consistently profitable. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to do a little bit better job of journaling. I use TradeZella to journal, but I want to do a little better job of more the like making mental notes. And I manually, like, I'm trying to, one thing I tried this past year was to figure out what my trigger points were, and what my trigger points are when I go on tilt, because as most of you know, that have experience with going on tilt, which I think is most of us, if we're honest, is there's always something that triggers you to go on tilt. And I'm trying to journal really well with, okay, what are my triggers? And because I think it's important to understand our triggers, because that's how we can prevent and how we can stop ourselves before we are on tilt. Because at least for me, once we are on tilt and we have gone down that path, that train has left the station, and usually at that point it's too late. We have dived in, and it's very difficult to then turn around. So trying to identify what my trigger points are, so that when they happen, I can walk away at that point before we go full on tilt. So that is something I want to continue to do, and I could do a little bit better job with journaling in that area. So, and then finally, this is not obviously not last, not least, is to get payouts. Obviously, now I don't have a set goal. I am not going to set a set monetary goal of I want 50,000 in payouts next year, or I want 100,000 in payouts next year. Nope, that's not, I'm not going to do that to myself. For me, I just want to be more consistent with my trading, and obviously that would lead to getting payouts. But I want to pay myself. I want to start covering that tuition fee that I talked about earlier, so that we can, I think once I kind of get through, I have received payouts. I have not received any payouts with Apex. The payouts that I did receive was through Earn to Trade and Take Profit Trader. And for some reason, I just cannot get over that hump with Apex. I know trust me, it's not anything that they're doing, or it's not their rules or anything like that. It's a me problem. And I just have to be more consistent. And then the other thing is just not to trade my profit and loss. actually, I'm not even really, that's not really correct. I have a tendency to trade my account balance. And so I'm trying to get away from that, where I'm just like, just take the trades and not to be constantly looking at that account balance, especially when we start getting close to that profit threshold where we can request a withdrawal. I know that can be, that's when it starts getting real. And I want to just do a better job of not worrying about that and just trade like normal, and things will fall into place. Okay, that kind of sums up our trading goals, our trading review. I could go on and I could talk about that portion quite a bit more. We're already at 20 minutes long. I apologize. Let's dive into the channel review. Um, I I'm this might be a 30-minute long video. Just I apologize. All right, 2023 channel review. So started streaming in April. And again, I'll go a little bit into the reason I started streaming in April was I was just struggling so much with my discipline that I thought, you know what? I'm going to just start streaming all of my trades, and I'm going to tell my wife she can tune in, and that way I know someone is watching me. It's going to help me to not do any stupid things. Um, and then also, it's kind of was a twofold. Once I decided that I'm going to do that, obviously I wanted a plan for my channel. And one of the things that is a real trigger point for me is how there's a lot, and I want to actually back in April, because I feel like since April, like right now, there's actually quite a bit of channels now that are transparent, or at least are way more transparent than what they were. But back in April, I had a really difficult time finding a channel that would be transparent. Just the basics that would show their account balances from day to day, and that would show their entries and exits, that would show their profit and loss from day to day. Like it was very difficult to find. And I decided if I start a channel, I want to document my journey. And in order for me to document my journey, to be able to look back and see my growth, I wanted to be fully transparent. That is still very important to me. So that's kind of why I started the channel, and it was crazy. I mean, I remember having a goal for my channel to have 1,000 subs in a year. I thought, hey, if I can be monetized in 1 year, I was totally happy with that. And we got monetized in a span of like 6 weeks. So absolutely crazy. Never expected that. So first and foremost, yes, thank you to you guys. Without you guys, I would just be, I don't know, I would just be streaming on YouTube to myself probably. But everyone's support really is awesome. And then so we had 1,000 subs, and the channel was monetized on May 24th, which was about 6 weeks. Now, currently we're at 6,000. Well, when I did this video, we're at 6,396. I think we're 6,398 right now, but almost at 6,400 subs. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm just very thankful, very grateful, very blessed. We have a total of 615,000 total views, and I actually sharing how much I make on YouTube. I know that's kind of a fad, or I don't know, a lot of people do it now, and I don't have any problem sharing what I make on YouTube, but it's not that much. Um, I want to say this so that you understand what I'm talking about. Um, we almost have 3,500 in YouTube revenue that we made from May until December, which is great and way more than I ever expected. So I don't want to make it sound like that is not much. It is, and I'm very thankful for it. And thanks to you guys. what I want to say is in comparison, I want to make this clear. In comparison, people were in comparison to the affiliate income is way more than that. And that's where, like, obviously without a YouTube channel, you don't have the affiliate income. So they both go hand in hand. So I don't want to come across as, hey, I'm doing this YouTube thing and I'm on YouTube and the only money I make is this $3,498 and that's all I make from YouTube and make it. This is not a victim kind of mentality. I'm very, very blessed with my affiliate income. I am not going to share what my affiliate income is. I know a lot of people ask for it, or some people ask for it. That to me is more of a private thing. And the other thing is, I'm not even sure that I am allowed to share that information. And it also creates or could create issues um, in other areas that I don't feel like creating issues in. So I will definitely say the affiliate income is way more than what the ad revenue is for YouTube. But all in all, very thankful and very blessed to even be in this situation. Um, Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it, and it's crazy. I'm just very, very grateful and very, very blessed. Um, okay, now we go to channel goals. Okay, I almost forgot where we're going. Okay, channel goals for 2024. Okay, don't forget why I started this channel. I'm trying to remind myself of that a lot. And again, the reason so now that I've been streaming and on YouTube for 6 months, I look at things a little bit differently than I did in the beginning. And I understand why a lot of channels go the direction that they go. And I don't want to go in I don't want to go in that direction. I understand why a lot of people sell their own courses. I understand why a lot of people, after they start promoting and selling their own courses, now all of a sudden they only show their winning trades and they lose transparency. And it's because there's a lot of money to be made. And, but that's why my point is not to forget why I started this channel, and I'm not going to change. My channel is continuing to be to document my trading journey and to be transparent. And I don't want to do anything that is going to violate that. I feel like most of my viewers that have joined was because for that reason, and I want to continue to stay true to that and not to. I guess like one thing that this kind of showed me is almost on a weekly basis, I get emails. I get emails all the time. And that's something I just didn't understand and did not know. But I get emails all the time and people asking to promote product A or asking to promote this trading bot. And they're willing to pay really, really good money to do it. I mean, it blows my mind. And I'll be honest, it's very tempting to jump on some of those offers and to make some easy money where you just promote something for a month and they pay you X amount. But I like that is so against everything that I believe. And I just can't do that. So I want to make sure that I stay true. And I'm kind of jumping ahead on the bullet points here, but this all kind of runs together, but staying true to myself and not to just focus on the money. And that is easier said than done because obviously there's kind of a balance because obviously with a YouTube channel, It is nice to see a YouTube channel that grows. We don't want a YouTube channel that, starts going, loses subscribers and all of a sudden, obviously you don't want that. You want your channel to continue to grow. But I don't want to continue to grow at the expense of me selling out or starting to promote products that I do not believe in. So obviously I am affiliated with quite a bit of different companies, and kind of my main motto and my kind of where I or how I gauge if I'm going to promote something, I only want to promote something and be affiliated with something that I personally am using and that I believe in. If I'm not using it myself and done due diligence on it, then I don't want to promote it. Um, so that's going to be continue to be my motto and continue to be kind of my threshold on, again. And the other thing is, I don't want to just, I guess, um, be, how would I say, like just promoting everything and anything. I just think it becomes kind of a distraction at some point. So hopefully that makes sense. But obviously, it is a source of income and it does help cover my costs, and it definitely does support the channel, supports me, and I obviously really appreciate that. And then also talk a little bit about starting a Discord. Yes, I've thought about it. I do not know when that will happen. I've done some research. I've kind of did the basics of it. Comment down below if you want a Discord, because sometimes I go back and forth where if it's worth it or not. Um, I don't know sometimes. I kind of go back and forth. So comment down below. But then yes, be true to myself, being transparent. I talked about that. And obviously, most of all, a big thank you to you guys. My channel would be nothing without you guys. So I really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully we can keep it going. We're already at 32 minutes long. I do apologize. I knew this video might run a little bit long. It is what it is. Okay, let's switch to the, I guess, the gift for some of you. Okay, let's switch to our browser. Here I was just going to show you guys full transparency. This shows my YouTube analytics. We're at 6,398 subs, $3,498 in revenue for the year, 615,000 views. Awesome. Very happy. Very, very happy with that. Okay, switching to, if this looks familiar. So this is hidden users. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll through these, but these are all the people that have gotten banned in the past, basically since I started the channel. These are all people that have gotten banned. If you see yourself in here, I guess it is what it is. We're going to do a massive unban. Everyone on here, you're going to be unbanned. So I guess use it responsibly, because I don't know why I banned you. I don't know why I banned you in the first place. Okay. I don't keep track. I don't keep track of everyone. Sometimes I might have had a bad day. That is definitely a possibility. That I just had a bad day and maybe you just said the wrong thing at the wrong time, but your intent wasn't, you didn't have ill intent, but you just said the wrong thing at the wrong time and it got you banned. Okay. That is definitely a possibility. There's also a possibility that you're just a douchebag and that you will very likely be banned again in a couple days. Okay. If that's the case, I don't mind. I have no problem banning people. But I also, I like the idea, and I think it's great that we can give people a second chance. So here we go. Massive unban done, and we will save it. And there it is. Proof. The massive unban has happened. So let the comments and the trolling begin. It should be an exciting start to the new year. I guess we'll see. Anyway, that does it for this video. It's 35 minutes long. Again, hopefully, I don't know if you're still here or not, but if you are, thank you very much. Wish everyone a great, happy new year, and let's have a great 2024 year. I feel great about it. I am very excited for 2024 and see what it holds, and we'll go from there. So again, thank you everyone for your support. I really do appreciate it, and God bless.